Hey, how you doing? This is Earl Alex, and you've tuned in to the Black Arizona podcast, where we bring you people you need to meet from our community, whether they be entrepreneurs, community leaders, public figures. We're here to tune you in to those who are pushing our culture forward in Arizona. And I have somebody special here today that I want you to get to know. Now, I've tried to say her title a couple times and have messed it up already. So I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself and let you know who she is. Go ahead and let people know who you are.
Hi everyone, my name is Sydni Booker. I'm your USA National Miss Arizona 2024, and it's great to be here with Earl and create this amazing media for you all to see and to push the Black culture in Arizona forward today.
100%, 100%. And we got behind the camera RJ. You already know, go get RJ when you can. Just want to shout my man out real quick because he be doing this thing, holding us down on the media side. But honestly, with what we're doing here, we try to bring you people who are active in our community and pushing, our initiatives forward. And I met Cindy at an event that we had another a guest who was on our podcast before, Ethan Turner, if you remember, Imperium Parfums. That was just hard for me to say, but he taught me that word. But we went to a launching of his fragrance, and while I was there, I was going to be interviewing, but also I had a person who was interviewing as well, and she was doing her thing, and she got some interviews while she was there, and that was Cindy. So first, let me get your experience of that event, how you felt there, and then interviewing and your experience kind of like in interviewing and coming into media.
So I actually reached out to Ethan because I saw his perfume launch event online, and I thought, this is amazing. Here is a Black creative being represented in the perfume industry, which is not it's not common at all to see people of color represented in that industry. And I have a passion for perfume myself, so I thought, what a great way to come out and support him and be at his event. So we met, we agreed on what the deal was, what we were going to do, and he told me about all of the amazing things he was going to have going on at the event, and I was like, sold, I'll be there. So yeah, the event itself, it was amazing to see him and to see his circle really discuss how he's grown, both as a person as well as an entrepreneur in the perfume industry. And it was just amazing to support him as well as meet you and be able to interview people that are close to him and people that have helped make his dream come alive.
100%. And was that your first time interviewing people in that fashion?
Oh yeah.
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 I know we got you set up with the mic and everything, but you look natural doing it. Like, you were able to pull people to the side. You asked a few questions. I seen the footage. You guys will be seeing the footage soon when we release it. But you look natural doing it. Like, how has it been coming into media and kind of like embodying the title that you have now, being a part of like Arizona history?
It's been something I'm definitely not used to. It's completely outside of my comfort zone. I'm definitely more of a reserved person by nature, but one of my big goals as part of coming into this title has been to kind of get rid of the fear of public speaking and to also get a lot better at it. So in the past, this would not have been an opportunity that I would have accepted or been interested in, but
Yeah.
even just that experience at Ethan's event, interviewing people, I could already feel myself growing a little bit more in that skill and getting more comfortable with it. So, yeah, I'm loving it.
Oh, nice, nice. It's like you're finding a new dynamic that you have to yourself. So gaining that title, you've been modeling for how long now?
I don't model seriously. I'm
Mhm.
more of a, here's an opportunity. Are you interested in doing it? And if I feel like it, I'll do it. So kind of here and there, but I'd say I've been doing it on and off for about maybe since I was 16.
Oh, wow.
So good
And
amount
then
of time.
how did you learn to walk, to be able to grace the stage as you do?
So I actually have a pageant coach, and a lot of ladies do I mean, it's not necessary to win, but basically, the pageant coach, she teaches you how to walk specific to pageants. And I mean, it can be applied to like runway for
Okay.
fashion shows, but there is a specific way of walking for pageants and posing and carrying yourself, as well as answering questions, knowing how to present yourself professionally. So, yeah, I give all of the thanks to my pageant coach. Shout out to Pageant Coaching by Michelle.
Shout out.
She's in Texas, so we've been working together virtually, but she's been amazing.
Awesome. Throughout the journey, what would you say is the most memorable part? And then, were there any difficult times?
I'd say that the most memorable part for me has been the women that I've met along the way, because I think that maybe to someone who doesn't know about pageants or that world in general, they might think it's probably catty and these women are being pitted against each other and they're competing for a spot, when in reality, my experience has been I've met so many intelligent, generous, beautiful women that the reality is that we're not really competing against each other. We're competing against ourselves to be a better version of ourselves.
Wow.
So that's been the best realization I've had from it. And I'd say that in terms of the difficult part is that I really only started training this past October, so I went into it not knowing anything about pageants at all. And so that was very overwhelming, and there were plenty of times where I was like, I don't know if I can do this. There's just so much to know and learn when there are girls that have been doing pageants since they were 5. So
Yeah.
how am I going to do this? But I feel like I'm still overcoming that belief, even where I am now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the truth about it is it's a learning process, and you being more new to it, there's probably a unique flair to that, right? And were you born in Arizona?
I was not. I was actually born in Texas,
Okay.
raised in Philly, moved to LA, and now I'm here.
Okay.
So that's always a hard question for me to answer.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly fine. I think Arizona is a place where our transplants kind of make us too. Like, me, I wasn't born in Arizona either. I've been out here since 4 years old, so I feel like I can claim Arizona native. Like, I fit into that, demographic, but it's still like Arizona is made up of people from everywhere. And I think that's part of what makes Arizona great. But we do love our Arizona natives. My best friends are like Arizona natives for real. But
So
how
where
long?
were you born?
Where was? Oh, see, this is
Yeah.
the cross interview part. Where
Yeah.
was I born? I was actually born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yeah, Midwest. So then I still feel like that makes me very Arizona. Is to be like from Midwest but in Arizona.
Yes. There are lots of Midwest people here, I found.
100%. Like you get Chicago, you get
Yeah.
everywhere.
Nebraska.
Mm-hmm. It's nice. I think I like the difference in getting the how all the cultures kind of add to the Arizona culture in my
Yeah,
mind.
I like that too. It's very rare when I meet someone who was born and raised here.
Yeah, and then they can tell you a little bit about where they're from and then what they think is cool about Arizona. So then you
Yeah.
kind of get a different view.
Exactly.
Yeah. With that though, I seen as you gain your time, I seen you doing like an interview with animals. You were at a animal shelter. I seen that. That was cute as hell. Can you
Yeah.
please explain to me how that came to be and that experience for you?
So my friend Nolan actually reached out to me. He's a realtor, and he told me that every once in a while he'll visit Foothills Animal Rescue, where they have cats, dogs, puppies, whatever up for adoption. And usually what he'll do is he'll record a video of him with one of the kittens or puppies and say, "Here's this animal up for adoption. Here's where he is. Here's how old he is." And I'm sure the kittens and puppies don't last very long after that. But
Yeah.
yeah, so he offered me the opportunity to come with him and do that, and I was like, this is amazing. I love animals and I get to help one of them get adopted. So
Nice, nice. I think like so being in inner city Phoenix, you see there's a bunch of cats and dogs that run around. They're just kind of like in the city. So a lot of them need to get picked up, but when they do, they need homes. And so when these animals come into the shelter, they get cleaned up, they get shots and what they would need to be able to be transferred to a home. Is that correct?
Of course, yes.
Yeah. So then they get prepared to be domesticated, to be put into a good home. So be sure to check in on that. Do you know the name of that shelter?
Yes, it's Foothills Animal Rescue.
Foothills Animal Rescue. Look them up. Make sure to, if you need a friend, a pet, you can go there first. You might find a animal that you just connect with. I ain't gonna lie. I've tried to have animals before when I was growing up. My family wasn't too good with it. We started with fish. They didn't last too long. So I mean, that was an indicator right there. We kind of
Well, fish are temperamental. So.
they are, and you kind of have to be delicate. You know what I'm saying, with the water,
Yeah,
with how much you feed
the
them.
food,
Yeah,
there's a
everything. And I think though it's good learning. Now I have me a boy, and so that's totally different. That's a whole nother level. But with that, that's beautiful that you were pushing that, that you're able to help an animal get adopted. What other opportunities have came with the title?
I'd say that there are a lot of opportunities for me to do charitable work. So that's something that I've been looking at into getting more into, which I feel like I kind of dipped my toes into with visiting the animal shelter. But so far, I think I'm still trying to find my way of what events to attend, what opportunities to look out for. So, yeah, I'm still figuring it out, really.
I mean, to me, it sounds like the title, even though it's like USA National Miss Arizona 2024, there's a lot more to it and that you can do with it. Like, it comes with a bit of influence, a bit of, reputation. What have, like, in your mind, what do you look to push with your influence or with this new position that you have?
So I'd say that my platform, the cause that I'm very interested in, is really advocating for mental health, especially among women. Um, I'm actually a psychology major at ASU, so this is a personal interest for me.
Awesome.
But I just think that that is a very important issue that needs to be looked at, especially with what has been going on recently in pageants. I won't speak too much on that, but I'm sure a lot of people know about it. So definitely, I think that mental health is something to advocate for. So I've been looking at a particular cause, which is actually Dress for Success,
Mm-hmm.
which basically they have professional clothing at, I think it's either at a discount or it's free for
Oh.
women who are looking for jobs and they need to present themselves in a professional way and they need clothes. So I feel like women in the workplace and mental health is kind of like those are two things that play on each other, especially with the wealth disparity.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's something I'm definitely interested in.
Oh, that's awesome. I really feel like so we just got done doing a conference, a 3-day conference in Tempe called the Black Male X Conference. That's there to empower the brotherhood of men so that we can educate ourselves and feel better about ourselves, learn some things. We were talking about tech, wealth, health, mental health, all of those things. And it's important. It was important that we highlight men on that one, but I think it's also important, of course, for women as well. That conversation has to be had there. I think it starts with mental health on both sides so that we can interact in the best way. And
100%.
and yeah, like, so you're a psychology major at ASU. Um, when did you start? And give me a little bit about your journey through that, and how's it been being at ASU?
Well, I actually started college in California, and
Okay.
then once I moved here, I transferred to ASU. So I am starting my senior year in the fall, which is great.
Nice.
um, it's been pretty good because ASU is actually known for their psychology department, and I've really been enjoying it. So, not sure where I'm headed after that. I really would like to apply for a master's program or for a PsyD program, which is basically pretty similar to a PhD program, just a doctorate in psychology.
Oh, nice.
So I feel like it hasn't been a a hard transition in terms of school in LA versus school here. It's really just been, I was in college during the pandemic. So
Oh, okay.
really it's just been about the transition to the online versus in person and yeah.
Was it easy to transition online in California? Or was it like a big
Mm,
deal?
it was a big deal because everyone thought, of course, yeah, we're just going to close campus for a few weeks until this goes away, and that was not the case.
Mm.
We're online for 2 years or so, and even now at ASU, it almost seems like they offer more courses that are online than they do in person.
Yeah, it
So
seems like the kind of the focus shifted. Like, all right,
yeah,
rather than coming into class, we can offer this online, and coming in is optional.
exactly.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I like the flexibility. That kind of happened to me as I was working there. I was working at ASU for some years, and then as soon as I started, like 6 months after I started, like the pandemic hit, and then we all had to transition working remote and from home. So then I watched them kind of change everything from there needs to be an online option, so now then they push that. But I think that flexibility is great for being able to accept more students
Exactly.
and to meet people where they are. With that, have you done anything yet with the ASU? I know ASU would be
In
happy to
terms of
connect with
my
you.
title,
Yeah,
um, I hadn't really thought about that.
I'm just saying. Look, that's something to look into. There's always
Well,
something
if you
going on
have
in
any
campus.
ideas.
We work with a lot of people from ASU, and we could definitely speak about it. But real talk, it's just about connecting with the community and the state. You already know, and you're doing your thing definitely quite prominently. Is there any advice, anything that you would have for anybody who's looking to get into pageants, especially in Arizona, and any tips specifically about the mental type of positioning you should have if you're wanting to start pageantry?
I would say that even though it looks overwhelming in the beginning, if it's something that you really want to do, you'll definitely be able to get past that overwhelming feeling. And also, that really what I'm learning right now still is that comparison is the thief of joy. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
you keep comparing yourself as a beginner in pageantry to a national title holder or even a state title holder, you're just going to trick yourself into believing that you can't do it. And so I'd say to ignore those thoughts, which is what I've had to do in order to get to the point that I'm at, and really just go for it if it's something that you've been thinking about.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you can do that while being in school,
Exactly.
while helping the community learn about great opportunities to give back, to get a new friend, little animal friend. I mean, all of those things come with it if you believe and you stay with it and you stick with it is what I'm saying. So that's awesome. I want to thank you very much for joining us. If I can get you to just let people know again who you are and how they can connect with you, say on social media, or just how they can learn more about what you're doing. And then also, real quick, before even that, actually, I'm sorry, but what do you have planned next? I don't want to go before you're able to talk about the things you're doing next, and if you're going to be, continuing and joining another pageant.
Yes, so actually, with my current title, since I have the state title, we go to nationals to represent our state. So, nationals is actually in 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
Oh
So, the
wow.
week of July 13th. So, I'll be competing against about 50 other women, 49, I guess,
Wow.
for the national title for USA National Miss. And I know it's going to be a fun and crazy week. So, that's what I have going on next.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, now let people know who you are, how they can connect with you online, and follow what you do.
Again, my name is Sydney Booker. I am the USA National Miss Arizona 2024. You can connect with me on Instagram. My Instagram is Sydney Lynn with an extra N on the end. And you can also follow my pageant page through my personal page.
Awesome, awesome. Connect with her, support her. She is representing Arizona. She's came out here, still pursuing education. I was gonna say consuming education.
That
She's doing
too.
that too,
Yeah, that too.
but she's pursuing her education and sticking with it so that she can help women like herself. That's amazing, and we're gonna support definitely. All right, I need y'all support. because this is the Black Arizona podcast. And with what we're doing, we're trying to keep bringing you people you need to get in touch with, people you need to know or spend your dollars with. That's what this is about. So look, I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for joining us. Definitely appreciate the view. Be sure to click the like button. And if there's anything that you heard that sparks your interest, comment down below or comment to the side wherever it is. And make sure you stay in touch with us. Subscribe, connect with us. That's what it's about. It's been the Black Arizona Podcast. Thank you.